And you know what's interesting, Judge Ashley, about Morgan's case? The father had a diagnosis of schizophrenia. He was
Mm,
hospitalized 4 to 5 times at the age of 14. I think he was 14 and 15 years old. And you're absolutely right. Majority of my clients, I would say right now 60% of my clients have a mental health diagnosis. I see the prevalence in 21 to 28 males. What's
ah,
interesting, though, is look how young Morgan was, and I think also arguably, would she have had the diagnosis had not this happened? And I hate saying that because thank God Peyton survived. It was a miracle, the strength of this little girl. But I
yeah.
think this little girl also probably saved Morgan too in a really ironic way because her symptomology came out in a way that maybe her parents never saw. A lot of times, what's interesting is mentally ill people, they're really good at hiding their symptoms. That was
Mhm.
another aspect that shocked me. A parent could be living with a schizophrenic bipolar teenager and think it's just teenage angst, right?
Right.
Until we have a therapist or a psychiatrist do a diagnosis, no parent wants to think their child is mentally ill.
And we have a lot of examples of that with school shooters, right? Like,
Yes.
even if, I mean, some there have been egregious red flags that perhaps parents have missed, but
Yes.
oftentimes, what parent's going to think, even if they see some symptoms or they see some things that they think, well, my child's struggling right now, what parent's going to think, oh, so they're going to get a kitchen knife, lure this friend into the woods
Yeah.
and stab her 19 times, or they're going to get a gun and shoot up a store. Parents aren't going to naturally first think
Yes.
that. So, two other things I want to talk about while I have you, and they stood out to me as two other things that I almost think are one of them's terrifying, and here's what I mean by this.
Yeah.
So we know that now, not even 10 years later, she was sentenced to
Yeah.
40 years. Morgan was in a psychiatric hospital. She has been granted by the court conditional release. Now, the
Yeah.
plan has to be developed before she's actually released, but they're in the process of that. There was just a
Yeah.
court hearing, and the judge said, okay, we're getting there, but there's one thing that still has to be dealt with. And that one thing we're going to put another pin in because that's my number five thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, about. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the fact that not even 10 years, and the court saying she can be released. Weigh in on that.